Hello everyone, it's Carrie from Clay Revolution, and today I want to show you how to put together your mini polishing motor bristle disc set. Okay, so this is what you'll be getting in your mini polishing motor bristle disc set box. You've got the motor itself, you've got the manufacturer's instructions that come with that aspect of the motor. You've got the buffing pads, a bag with the spindles. These are the spindles, and an Allen wrench to attach those. You've got a bag of plastic spindle mount hubs. And you've got your set of bristle discs along with the instructions for those inside, or the grits inside. And some of the polishing motors, the manufacturer will throw in a little bag of a springy thing. That's a replacement part that goes right in the front of here if your motor ever does stop working. Those sometimes come in handy. Okay, it just is a simple little thing, looks like that. So let me show you how to assemble the motor. The first thing that you're going to do is find the two metal spindle mounts, and you're going to use your Allen key to attach those onto the side. Okay, so you slide those on there, and there's two small screws right here. You just screw that down tight. Like so, and the other one just like that. Okay, so now you've got your spindle mounts attached firmly. Then you're going to assemble your bristle discs. This is the part that kind of confuses everybody. So I'm gonna get this out so it's a little bit simpler to see. In your set here, you've got 6 different colors. Those are different grits. And when you sand or polish, you start with the heaviest grit first and work your way down to the lightest grit. Okay, so that's how I'm going to show you how to assemble these discs. The heaviest grit is the white. There are 3 white discs in here. So step number 1 is to make sure that all of the bristles are facing the same direction so that they feel smooth like this. Okay, you never want to go backwards with your bristles because that can pop those right off there. Okay, so smooth and forward. So that's your first step. And then you're going to think about on your motor which side of your motor you want to work from. Let me scoot this over here. So I like to work left to right, which means I would want my first grit on this side of the machine and my second grit on this side of the machine. So in that sense, the bristles always need to be pointed backwards, okay, like this on the top, so that when the motor spins, they will spin and you know, be able to go this way versus breaking them off going the other direction. Okay, so the way to check that is the top of the discs should be pointed backwards. Okay, so now I know that I want my first grit to be on this side of the machine, pointed this direction. Okay, now I'm going to put them on the spindle mounts. The spindle mounts are little nuts, and what you notice is if you look inside that nut, it's actually tapered inside there. And see, let me see if I can get an angle. Well, you can kind of tell that's tapered inside. Okay, so that means that nut goes onto this mount that way, not this way. Okay, so what we want to do is we want that mount to go there. We want this disc to go there. and then we screw the nut onto the end of it. Okay? And once we do this part, we don't really take these apart. You never really unscrew these nuts from each other. So you want to make sure you do a nice good job getting this secure on there. Not too tight, but nice and secure. Okay? That nut now is going to screw onto this mandrel. Now, let's do the second one, just so that you get the hang of it. Okay? So the second one would go on this side. The second color is red. The first step is to make sure that they're all facing the same direction. The second step is to make sure that they would be pointing backwards on the top of them. And the third step is to take your two nuts, figure out which way that nut should go. So this one is tapered inside, so it should fit this way. Now, it's hard for you to see that with that cord in the way, huh? There you go. So it should fit this way on here, which means my discs go on it that way. And I screw that together. Okay, so now that one would go there, and that one would go there. You're going to go through all of your grits that way. The next grit down would be for this side, and then this side, and then this side, and then this side. Okay? Now, once you've got all of your discs onto your hubs, you're going to actually start screwing these onto these mandrels. Now, it's not threaded when you get it. Basically, you're going to be working this metal against the plastic. So you're going to be threading that plastic as you use these. Okay? So what I do is I hold this side of the mandrel. See, let me show you that again. If I turn one side, the other side turns. So I hold one side nice and firm, and I screw the other side on, nice and firm. And the first time I do that, I'm pretty careful so that I don't create bad threads in my plastic, I'll say that way. Okay? And do the same thing for the other one. I hold this side, and then I screw that one on. Okay. Now, when you remove them, you don't want to try to remove them from the outside nut, because if you do that, you might unscrew the two nuts from each other. You want to try to remove it from the inside nut. Again, I'm holding the other mandrel. Trying to do this backwards so I can't tell which way it goes. There we go. And I kind of grab that nut on the inside, get it going, and then I can unscrew that one. Okay? That is the general assembly. You do also have some buffing wheels that come with the machine. We don't normally use that in metal clay, but you absolutely can. Those you just thread on here super tight, screw them on, and you push them as far as you can push them, and then I usually use one of these nuts on the end to get those worked into that as well. But I generally don't use those on metal clay work. Okay, and that's it. That's all you need for assembling your polishing motor. If you ever have any questions, always feel free to just shoot us an email, and we will be able to answer those for you right away. Thanks.